Hello, hello, hello. Morning, everybody. Who's out there today? This is episode 1 of Jimmie's Drive. I'm on my way to work, actually pretty close to work right now. And like most of you, especially depending on how long your commute is, I tend to have a lot of thoughts running through my mind, and I just talk to myself a lot about certain situations and things that I'm feeling. So I figure, you know what, instead of just talking to myself, let me go live and talk to some of you good people out there. So 2 things that I want to discuss, and they really are kind of tied together, and that is really just your mindset and how you see things and personal accountability. So again, on this first episode of Jimmie's Drive, one of the things that drive me is working on my mindset and how I think about things and how I see things. And what kind of spawned this thought this morning was me taking my daughter to school and dropping her off, and being able to, before she gets out of the car, being able to speak some positive words into her life, just telling her how wonderful she is and that she's going to have a great day. And as she's leaving out of the car and I'm just kind of watching her walk into her school, just feeling blessed, man, and thinking about how wonderful of an opportunity I actually have. Hey, I see y'all. What's up out there? But just what a wonderful opportunity I have to take my daughter to school every day, and an opportunity to speak to her. And sometimes we're talking about Jesus. Sometimes we're talking about dissecting frogs. Maybe we're just worshiping, or whatever the case, or setting goals for the day. But a lot of times in life, we have situations and we feel like, oh, I have to do this. I have to do something. So it's been probably a couple of years since I took my daughter to school, or had to take my daughter to school. And as my wife and I were discussing it over the summer and just adjustments that we had to make, again, I could have looked at it and said, you know what, man, now I got to wake up earlier. There's so many things that, I have to do in order to make this happen. But I just feel blessed that I have an opportunity to make those adjustments. And again, that I have an opportunity to spend some time with my daughter and just conversate and answer questions and talk. So it really has to do with what you feel you have to do, as opposed to know what I get to do. So I just drove up, about to go to work. And sometimes we feel, oh, I have to go to work today. No, I don't have to go to work. I get to go to work. I choose to go to work. And I choose to specifically come to this place of work because I have options. I can go and look for another job if I want. I could do a number of things to generate income and revenue to support myself and my family. But I choose to come to work. And I get an opportunity to hopefully to be able to impact somebody's life. Maybe not even just one person, but have an opportunity to impact a few people's lives when I come to work today. Those are the opportunities that I have, and those are the things that I look forward to on a daily basis. But that all has to do with my mindset and how I look at things and how I view these different situations in my life, and the positive spin and the positive words that I put on it. I mean, man, word choice is so important. And the words that you use, definitely when you're speaking to other people, but even when you're speaking to yourself, are so important to your mindset for the day, your thought process for the day, and just even how positive your day is going to go. So remember, it's not about what I have to do. It's about what I get to do. So think about that from a health and fitness perspective, right? I don't have to go to the gym. I don't have to eat a particular way. No, I choose to. And I get to go to the gym, and I get to see friends and work out with people, or I get to go to the gym by myself and focus and pick stuff up and put them down, and know that those efforts, one, are going to take me through some challenges that are going to make me mentally stronger. And as I choose to do that on a consistent basis, they're going to help me to improve my physical well-being, which helps my confidence, which makes me feel better about myself. All of those things are positive things that I don't have to do, but that I get to do. So think about that. It's not about what you have to do, but it's about what you get to do. So the other second point, right? And again, these things kind of go hand in hand, is personal accountability. So I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and it was kind of a challenging conversation, but as we're going through this conversation, all I kept hearing was, you didn't do this for me. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. And it was a lot of deflection and a lot of pointing fingers. So when it comes to that mindset, y'all, it really also has to do with getting rid of that stinking thinking and that lousy thinking. And I've been on this kick from QBQ, which is a book called The Question Behind the Question. If you haven't read it, I definitely suggest you do. It really, again, talks about personal accountability. And in this book, it talks about, stop asking incorrect questions or lousy questions and ask yourself better questions or more effective questions. So it's not about what this person is doing or, what they're not doing. Instead, ask questions and put myself in there. What could I do differently? How can I affect this situation? So a lot of times we try to look for scapegoats. We try to blame other people. We try to put ourselves in a victim position. And whether it's situations at work, well, what could I do to be a better employee? What could I do to be a better leader? What could I do to be a better communicator? When I'm thinking about my relationships with my wife, when I'm thinking about my relationships with my kids, I can point fingers all day long, but I can't change those things. What I can change is myself, my mindset, and the questions that I ask myself. So what could I do better, or what could I do differently to be a better husband? What could I do differently to connect and to engage with my wife on a deeper level? What could I do to have more effective conversations with my kids? What could I do to have a more positive impact on the people that are around me on a daily basis? And instead of focusing on what I might be trying to get from others, what about what I'm giving to them? And again, asking myself those better questions. So 2 things that are on my heart, man, just think about your mindset and the words that you use, because word choice is so important. And again, it's not about what you have to do, but it's about what you get to do on a daily basis. And then the second thing is stop the stinking thinking. Stop those incorrect questions and start asking better questions. It's not about what that person can do, what they can do. It's about how I can make a difference, what I can do to reach out, what I can do to make things better. How can I adapt to the situation to improve not just myself, but to improve the overall situation and these group of people, whatever that may be for you, y'all. So, hey, hopefully you got something out of this. Again, this is Jimmie's drive. My drive is done as far as my drive to work. Now it's time to get in here and change the world and make an impact in people's lives. So what drives you today? What thoughts are you having? What's stirring up in your heart? Man, leave me a message, DM me. If you have questions, I'd love to hear from you. Hey, y'all, God bless and stay encouraged. Have a good day.